Some of you may be familiar with this stream from some of my previous fishing adventures. This is the creek that I've aptly nicknamed the Creek from Hell.
Hey you! You're watching Robbie Cooking!
Now if trout streams worked off the same rating as ski runs, this would definitely be a black diamond stream. It's a very challenging little creek to fish, but it's a lot of fun, and I can be rewarded with some really nice trout for my hard work. I've just got to get down here through the jungle, and it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and then fish my way up through all the blackberries. Now I'm wearing long sleeves today, a flannelette shirt and long pants, and that's not because it's cold. It's actually a very warm September day. It's because the long sleeves and the long pants are for leech and blackberry protection and any other creepy crawlies that might try and latch on. Now if the audio is a bit ordinary in this video, I apologise. I'm just trying out a new audio recording system, a new mic setup. Check this out. I wonder what's caused that. Look at that. There and there into the hollow part of the tree, and you can see all the bark and stuff down there. If I was a betting man, I'd say that it's black cockatoos that have just pecked away at the tree looking for the grubs. If I look around, if I look around, there'd probably be more, and there is. There's one over here too. Oh, there's a few. One over there, one down there. I reckon that's yellow-tailed black cockatoos looking for grubs. That would be my guess. There's something in there, doesn't there? No follows. Got to be a fish in here somewhere. Such a nice hole. Oh, there's a swipe. You didn't touch it. You just swiped at it. Not a bad sized fish either. I'm using a striped tiger nymph in ginger beer colour. Shit, I thought something was going to come out of there. I was using a little striped tiger nymph in ginger beer colour, but I've changed to the little striped tiger micro minnow in copper berry. There's so many little bugs and stuff flying around. Sort of wishing I brought my fly rod. There's been a hatch of something. Got him. Oh, look at that. I just had probably half a dozen casts in there with the ginger beer nymph, and I didn't do any good, so I swapped over to the little micro minnow in copper berry, and it was because I'd already fished it so heavily, just wasn't expecting anything to happen, and I just sort of cast out and was looking around, and bang, a fish hit it. Very first cast with a different plastic. Dark under here, but lovely looking bit of water. Oh, that was a fish. Now after a couple of failed strikes on the soft plastic, I'm changing tactics. A couple of fish hit the plastics, but they didn't hit it hard enough to hook up. But most importantly, they didn't come back, which tells me they weren't overly interested. So I've gone to something that's a little bit more unforgiving for the trout, and that's a tiny little minnow in rainbow trout pattern. That'd be lucky to be 25 millimeters long. That came into my mail time a couple of years back. Oh, something followed it. I saw a swirl, but I didn't strike it or anything though. Good hit that time. Got him. Finally hooked one. Changing to something with trebles on it has paid off. Come here, mate. Oh, gee whiz. Your rod's tangled around stuff. It's right, I've already wet my hand. You know what? He's got that down really deep. That's the problem with trebles. Soft plastics always hook him. He's hooked in the gills. Look at the blood. I might keep this one and cook it. Folks, I've got my cooking stuff in the car. I'm filming a trout catch and cook. I'm going to leave this in the video and hope that YouTube doesn't think it's a bit bad, but it's food preparation. YouTube algorithm, if you're looking, this is food preparation. All right, because I want to have a look and see what's in its stomach. So I'll get all the guts out. It's not the biggest fish, but out of a little stream this size, it's not a bad brownie. Always very important to make sure you get the gills out. I get my thumbnail and I run it up along the backbone and get all that blood line out of the back, and that's looking really nice and clean now and ready to go. Now, before I put it in my bag, I don't think it's got anything in it. It's pretty much, oh, there's something in there. Let's have a look and see what it's been eating. I'm not surprised because there's so many little brown moths and stuff around, and that's what it's full of. Lots of black. There's some black beetles, some brown, just looks like little bugs and moths and stuff. We'll change into a lure with hooks at the back, particularly treble hooks, has paid off. So many moths or bugs, some kind of moths or bugs, so many of them. Oh, there's one on it. Good one, good one. Take it. Got him. Oh, look at that. He's bigger than the one I just caught and he got off. Nice fish. He had 3 goes at it. I doubt that he'll come back. He did come back. Oh, I missed him. He did come back. Geez, I like this tiny weeny little minnow. I doubt that he'll come back now though. Well, the fish were semi-active. They were sort of on the bite, but they weren't really biting like mad. But I did catch one, and I've kept it, and I can almost smell it cooking in the frying pan with a bit of butter right now. Well folks, it doesn't get any fresher than this. The fishing was tough. I only caught the one. I had a few other inquiries, but I'm going to cook and eat the one that I caught. It's not a big fish, but that's okay because it's not a big frying pan. Let's start cooking. These Whisperlites, these shellite stoves, they burn the shellite as a liquid, which is why you get such a big flame. But once it gets really hot, this copper pipe evaporates the liquid and it turns into a gas. So now it was burning fuel like petrol or shellite, now it's burning gas. Now we're cooking with hot gas. Now the stove's already getting very hot. This is just a basic cooker, nothing fancy. I've got a big heap of butter. And I'm going to cook a little bit of trout with me butter. I'm just going to fry the trout in the butter, shallow fry it. Going to get it really hot. I'm going to sear the skin or burn the skin and make it nice and dark and crunchy. And then I'm going to eat it. That's actually probably a little bit too hot. Right, now this fish is too big for the pan, so I'm going to have to break off its head. I'll throw that in the creek for the crayfish to eat. It's even still a little bit too big. That's okay. We're cooking. The table's on a bit of an angle. It's very hard to get the table flat at the bush, so I'll have to just pick it up with my little grip here and move it around a bit from time to time. Right, my fish is looking good. It's almost cooked. I'm going to crank the heat up really high now and burn both sides of it and make this skin nice and crunchy. Nice and crunchy. Nice and crunchy, a little bit too over crunchy. That'll do. There might be a bit of wind noise There's a bit of a breeze here. Way up there in the tops of the tall trees, it's blowing a howling gale. It's getting very dark and it's starting to rain. I'm going to eat this fish just in time to get out of here and beat the storm. Righto, we've got a howling gale. Wow, this has just come upon us from nowhere. That's the problem with being deep down in the valley, is that we can't see what's coming. Anyway, I forgot to bring a plate, so I'm going to eat this trout, pack up and get the hell out of here. Right, I'll break off these crunchy bits, pull the fins off. That skin, absolutely beautiful. Put a little bit of salt on, and away we go. It is so stormy now. Look at that, beautiful. That is so nice. There's the backbone, there's me meat. A couple of bones in it, but on the whole it should be pretty good. Bit of salt. Good to go. Including the skin. That is magnificent. It doesn't get any fresher than that. Well folks, a storm is about to hit. I'm going to pack up and head off. That was absolutely beautiful to eat and fun to catch. The fishing was a bit slow, but I caught one and I found a few others. I'll come back in a couple of weeks' time and see if it's any better. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.